Natural gaming girl, Bloons TD 6 stands as the undisputed champion of modern tower defense gaming. This colorful masterpiece transforms the simple concept of popping balloons into an incredibly deep strategic experience that has captivated millions of players worldwide. The game features an extensive roster of monkey towers, each with unique upgrade paths that fundamentally change their functionality and appearance. What sets Bloons TD 6 apart is its perfect balance of accessibility and complexity, allowing newcomers to jump in easily while providing veteran players with intricate strategies involving tower synergies, map knowledge, and precise timing. The hero system adds another layer of depth, with each hero bringing unique abilities that can dramatically alter your defensive strategy. Regular content updates introduce new maps, heroes, and game modes, ensuring the experience never grows stale. The cooperative multiplayer mode lets you team up with friends to tackle increasingly difficult challenges, while the competitive races add a thrilling competitive element to the traditional tower defense formula. Moving on to number 2, Kingdom Rush Vengeance delivers fantasy tower defense at its absolute finest, with stunning hand-drawn artwork and engaging storytelling. This latest entry in the beloved Kingdom Rush series flips the script by casting players as the villain, leading dark forces against the kingdom with a roster of evil towers and sinister heroes. The game excels in its tower variety, offering everything from spectral mausoleum that raise undead warriors to infernal mines that rain meteors upon enemies. Each tower comes with multiple upgrade paths that significantly change their role on the battlefield, encouraging experimentation and strategic planning. The hero system allows you to deploy powerful champions with devastating special abilities that can turn the tide of battle when used strategically. Boss battles are particularly memorable, featuring massive creatures with unique mechanics that require careful planning and quick thinking to overcome. The campaign spans multiple environments, from haunted forests to volcanic wastelands, each with its own visual style and enemy types that keep the gameplay fresh and challenging throughout the journey. At number 3, the Riftbreaker revolutionizes the tower defense genre by seamlessly blending it with base building, resource management, and action RPG elements in a captivating alien world. Playing as Captain Ashley Nowak in her powerful mech suit, you must establish and defend mining outposts on the hostile planet Galatea 37. The game stands out through its dynamic approach to defense, allowing you to actively participate in battles while your automated defenses handle the bulk of enemy waves. Resource gathering and factory automation become crucial elements, as you need to produce ammunition, energy, and building materials to sustain your growing base. The research tree is extensive, offering numerous paths for technological advancement that unlock new defensive structures, weapons, and utility buildings. Environmental storytelling and atmospheric design create an immersive science fiction experience that goes beyond typical tower defense gameplay. The day and night cycle affect enemy behavior and spawning patterns, adding temporal strategy considerations to your defensive planning. Boss encounters feature massive alien creatures that require specific strategies and weapon loadouts to defeat effectively. Number 4 brings us Defense Grid 2, a polished and refined tower defense experience that perfects the classic formula with modern production values and innovative mechanics. The game puts you in control of humanity's last defense against an alien invasion, utilizing a sophisticated power grid system that adds unique strategic depth to tower placement and resource management. Each mission presents carefully crafted scenarios with multiple difficulty levels and optional objectives that encourage replay and mastery. The tower arsenal includes classics like gun towers and flame towers, but each can be upgraded along different specialization paths that dramatically alter their effectiveness against specific enemy types. The story mode features excellent voice acting and compelling narrative beats that provide context for each defensive scenario. Puzzle modes challenge players to defend specific objectives with limited resources, requiring creative solutions and perfect tower placement. The game's visual presentation is clean and functional, making it easy to track multiple enemy types and tower effects during intense moments. DLC expansions add substantial content, including new campaigns, enemy types, and tower variants that extend the gameplay experience significantly. significantly. Fifth on our list, Orcs Must Die 3 combines frantic action with strategic trap placement in a unique hybrid that keeps you constantly engaged. Playing as the War Mage or Sorceress, you must eliminate massive orc armies using a combination of magical abilities, weapon combat, and elaborate trap systems. The game shines in its trap variety, offering everything from spring-loaded floor spikes to wall-mounted flame jets that can be combined in creative ways to create devastating choke points. Siege mode introduces massive outdoor battles where hundreds of orcs assault your defenses simultaneously, creating spectacular visual chaos that somehow remains readable and manageable. The upgrade system allows you to enhance both your character's combat abilities and your trap arsenal, creating meaningful progression that affects gameplay. Cooperative multiplayer lets you team up with a friend to tackle the orc hordes together, with each player bringing their own trap loadouts and combat specializations. Weekly challenges provide fresh scenarios with unique rules and restrictions that test your adaptability and creativity. The humor and personality shine through in character dialogue and enemy animations, creating an entertaining atmosphere that never takes itself too seriously. At number 6, Rogue Tower offers a fresh take on the genre by incorporating roguelike elements and procedural generation into traditional tower defense mechanics. Each playthrough presents a randomly generated tower layout and enemy progression, ensuring that no two games feel identical and requiring adaptable strategies. The game's unique selling point is its focus on a single massive tower that you must build and defend from multiple angles as enemies approach from all directions. Resource management becomes crucial as you balance between expanding your tower's height, adding defensive layers, and upgrading existing components to handle increasingly powerful enemy waves. The upgrade system uses a card-based approach where you select improvements and modifications from random selections, adding an element of luck and adaptation to your strategic planning. Different game modes offer varied challenges, from endless survival sessions to specific objective-based scenarios that test different aspects of your defensive skills. The minimalist art style keeps the focus on gameplay mechanics while remaining visually appealing and easy to read during intense moments. Progression unlocks new tower components and upgrade cards, providing long-term goals that encourage repeated playthroughs. Number 7 showcases Dungeon Defenders 2, a cooperative tower defense RPG that emphasizes teamwork and character progression in fantasy settings. The game supports up to 4 players working together to defend magical crystals against waves of mythical creatures, using a combination of tower construction and direct combat. Each character class brings unique tower types and combat abilities, encouraging diverse team compositions and specialized roles during defensive scenarios. The loot system adds RPG depth with weapons, armor, and accessories that significantly impact both combat effectiveness and tower construction capabilities. Maps feature multiple lanes and elevation changes that require careful planning and coordination between team members to cover all possible attack routes effectively. The progression system includes both character leveling and equipment enhancement, providing multiple paths for improving your defensive capabilities over time. Regular content updates introduce new maps, enemies, and seasonal events that keep the community engaged and provide fresh challenges for veteran players. The game balances accessibility for newcomers with depth for experienced players, making it an excellent choice for both solo play and group sessions. 8th place goes to X-Morph Defense, an innovative title that merges tower defense with twin-stick shooting in a destructible environment system. Playing as an alien invasion force, you must establish defensive positions while actively participating in combat against human military forces. The game's standout feature is its fully destructible environments, where your actions and enemy attacks permanently alter the battlefield landscape. Tower placement becomes a puzzle, as you can reshape terrain by destroying buildings and creating new pathways that force enemies into optimal killing zones. The twin-stick shooting mechanics are tight and responsive, allowing for precise control during intense combat sequences where you must balance between tower management and direct engagement. Boss battles feature massive mechanical units that require sustained firepower and strategic positioning to defeat. The visual presentation is impressive, with detailed destruction effects, particle systems, and dynamic lighting that enhances the sci-fi atmosphere. Multiple difficulty settings and scoring systems encourage perfectionist gameplay and competitive leaderboard climbing. The campaign spans diverse environments, from urban cityscapes to rural farmlands, each with unique tactical considerations and destructible elements. Number 9 features Sanctum 2, a first-person tower defense shooter that perfectly balances construction strategy with intense combat action. The game requires you to build maze-like defensive structures during a planning phase, then switch to first-person perspective to actively fight alongside your towers against alien hordes. Each character class offers different weapon specializations and tower preferences, encouraging varied playstyles and team compositions in multiplayer sessions. The tower variety includes traditional damage dealers, support structures, and specialized units that create unique tactical opportunities when properly combined. Map design emphasizes verticality and multiple pathways, requiring careful consideration of enemy routing and tower placement to maximize defensive effectiveness. The weapon progression system provides meaningful upgrades and modifications that significantly impact combat performance and tower synergy. Cooperative multiplayer supports up to 4 players with shared resources and coordinated defensive strategies. The visual style combines clean sci-fi aesthetics with detailed alien creature designs that remain distinct even during chaotic combat situations. Achievement hunting and leaderboard competition provide additional motivation for mastering each map's optimal strategies and exploring different character builds. 10th on our countdown, They Are Billions presents a steampunk zombie apocalypse where you must build and defend a colony against massive undead hordes. The game combines city-building elements with tower defense mechanics, requiring careful resource management and population growth alongside defensive preparations. What makes this title unique is its pause and plan system that allows you to carefully consider each decision while maintaining real-time tension during attack waves. The zombie hordes can number in the thousands, creating spectacular visual spectacles as your defenses attempt to hold the line against overwhelming odds. Technology research unlocks new building types, defensive structures, and military units that expand your strategic options as the campaign progresses. Each map presents different terrain challenges and resource distributions that require adaptive strategies and careful expansion planning. The infection mechanic adds permanent consequences to defensive failures, as any breached areas become zombie spawning grounds that compound future threats. Sound design plays a crucial role in building tension, with distant zombie moans and mechanical industrial sounds creating an oppressive atmosphere. The campaign mode offers structured progression through increasingly difficult scenarios, while survival mode provides endless replayability with procedurally generated maps and customizable difficulty settings. 11th place belongs to Mindustry, a factory automation tower defense hybrid that challenges players to design efficient production systems while defending against enemy assaults. The game seamlessly integrates resource gathering, factory construction, and defensive planning into a cohesive experience that rewards both engineering creativity and tactical thinking. Conveyor belt systems and automated production lines become as important as weapon turrets, requiring players to balance industrial growth with military preparedness. The technology tree is extensive, offering numerous research paths that unlock new materials, production methods, and defensive capabilities. Maps feature diverse terrain types and resource distributions that influence both factory layout and defensive positioning decisions. The unit design system allows you to create custom vehicles and aircraft using modular components, adding a creative element to military strategy. Multiplayer modes support both cooperative base building and competitive survival scenarios with shared or contested resources. The pixel art style is clean and functional, making it easy to manage complex factory layouts while maintaining visual appeal. Campaign missions provide structured learning experiences that gradually introduce new mechanics and strategic concepts. The sandbox mode offers unlimited creativity with all technologies unlocked and customizable enemy waves. At number 12, Creeper World 4 delivers unique liquid-based tower defense gameplay where you battle against an ever-expanding creeper substance that consumes everything in its path. The game treats the creeper as a fluid simulation rather than discrete units, creating dynamic battlefield conditions that constantly evolve based on terrain and defensive structures. Energy management becomes the core strategic element as all structures require power to function, forcing careful resource allocation between expansion, defense, and special abilities. The terraforming system allows you to reshape the battlefield by raising and lowering terrain, creating dams and channels that control creeper flow patterns. Each mission presents unique environmental challenges with varying terrain layouts, creeper sources, and victory conditions that require adaptive strategies. The research system unlocks new technologies and structures that provide additional tactical options for dealing with different creeper behaviors and concentrations. Map editor tools enable community content creation, resulting in thousands of custom maps that extend replayability indefinitely. The minimalist visual design focuses attention on the fluid dynamics and strategic elements without unnecessary visual clutter. Sound effects and ambient audio create an atmospheric experience that enhances the tension of watching creeper advance toward your defensive lines. Number 13 showcases Riftbreaker, an ambitious title that combines base building, tower defense, and action RPG elements in an alien survival setting. Playing as Captain Ashley Nowak in an advanced mech suit, you establish mining operations on hostile worlds while defending against native creature attacks. The game excels in its seamless integration of genres, allowing you to switch between personal combat, base construction, and defensive coordination without jarring transitions. Resource extraction and processing chains are crucial for maintaining your growing outpost, requiring careful planning of mining operations and factory layouts. The research tree offers extensive customization options for both your mech suit and base facilities, creating meaningful progression that affects all aspects of gameplay. Environmental hazards like acid rain and electrical storms add dynamic challenges that force adaptive defensive strategies beyond simple enemy waves. The creature variety is impressive, with each alien species requiring different tactical approaches and defensive countermeasures. Day and night cycles affect enemy behavior and spawning patterns, creating temporal strategic considerations for base expansion and resource gathering. Graphics and audio design create an immersive alien world atmosphere that enhances the survival experience. Mission variety ranges from exploration and resource gathering to large-scale defensive scenarios against massive creature swarms. 14th position features Plants vs. Zombies Battle for Neighborville, bringing the beloved franchise into the modern era with enhanced graphics and expanded multiplayer features. The game maintains the charming Plant vs. Zombie theme while introducing new character classes, abilities, and game modes that refresh the classic formula. Tower placement strategy combines with active character abilities, allowing you to deploy plant defenses while personally engaging zombies in combat. The progression system includes character customization, ability upgrades, and cosmetic unlocks that provide long-term goals and personalization options. Cooperative multiplayer supports multiple players defending together against increasingly challenging zombie waves with shared resources and coordinated strategies. The art style remains faithful to the franchise's cartoon aesthetic while incorporating modern visual effects and detailed character animations. Map variety includes both traditional lawn defense scenarios and more complex multipath layouts that require advanced tactical planning. Special zombie types introduce unique challenges that force players to adapt their defensive strategies and plant selections. Weekly events and seasonal content provide fresh challenges and exclusive rewards that maintain community engagement. The tutorial system effectively introduces new players to both basic tower defense concepts and franchise-specific mechanics without overwhelming complexity. At number 15, Element 4L presents a minimalist tower defense experience focused on pure strategic gameplay without unnecessary complexity or visual distractions. The game strips away elaborate graphics and storytelling to concentrate entirely on mechanical depth and tactical decision-making. 4 elemental tower types create a rock-paper-scissors system where proper tower selection and placement are more important than overwhelming firepower. Enemy waves follow predictable patterns that reward careful observation and strategic planning over reflexive tower spamming. The upgrade system is streamlined but meaningful, with each improvement providing noticeable impact on defensive capabilities without creating overwhelming complexity. Maps are designed with clear sightlines and strategic choke points that encourage creative defensive layouts and tactical experimentation. The scoring system rewards efficiency and precision over brute force approaches, encouraging players to find optimal solutions rather than simply surviving waves. Sound design uses ambient electronic music and clean audio effects that enhance concentration without distraction. The difficulty progression is carefully calibrated to introduce new concepts gradually while maintaining consistent challenge levels. Achievement hunting and score chasing provide additional motivation for mastering each map's optimal defensive strategies. Number 16 brings us Warstone TD, a medieval fantasy tower defense that emphasizes tactical unit management and battlefield positioning over traditional tower construction. The game features detailed unit types including archers, mages, and siege weapons that must be strategically positioned to defend against orc invasions. Each unit type has distinct strengths, weaknesses, and optimal engagement ranges that require careful consideration during defensive planning. The upgrade system allows for specialization paths that transform basic units into powerful specialized defenders with unique abilities and enhanced combat effectiveness. Terrain features like elevated positions and choke points play crucial roles in defensive strategy, rewarding players who understand battlefield geography and positioning. Hero units provide powerful abilities and can be deployed strategically to reinforce weak points or exploit enemy vulnerabilities during critical moments. The campaign features a compelling storyline with voice acting and cutscenes that provide context for each defensive scenario. Resource management includes both gold for unit purchases and mana for special abilities, creating strategic decisions about immediate needs versus long-term investments. Map variety ranges from simple linear paths to complex multi-lane scenarios that test advanced tactical planning. Visual effects and animations bring medieval combat to life with detailed battle sequences and satisfying impact feedback. 17th place goes to Bad North, a minimalist real-time strategy game that combines tower defense concepts with tactical unit positioning in a charming low-poly Viking setting. The game tasks you with defending procedurally generated islands against Viking raiders using small squads of specialized troops rather than traditional towers. Each island presents unique terrain layouts with cliffs, beaches, and villages that influence defensive positioning and tactical options. Unit types include archers for range damage, infantry for close combat, and pikemen for anti-cavalry defense, each with distinct roles and optimal positioning requirements. The permanent death system for units adds meaningful consequences to tactical mistakes, encouraging careful planning and risk assessment during each encounter. Upgrades and equipment improvements provide long-term progression that affects unit effectiveness and unlock new tactical capabilities. The art style uses vibrant colors and simple geometric shapes that create visual clarity while maintaining aesthetic appeal. Weather effects and time of day variations add atmospheric elements that enhance the Nordic maritime setting. Campaign progression involves island hopping across an archipelago with increasing difficulty and strategic complexity. The soundtrack complements the Viking theme with appropriate musical arrangements that enhance the maritime adventure atmosphere. At number 18, Prime World Defenders 2 offers a unique collectible card game approach to tower defense, where your deck determines available defensive options during each battle. The game combines traditional tower placement strategy with card collection mechanics, requiring you to build effective decks before entering defensive scenarios. Each card represents different tower types, spells, or upgrades that can be played using accumulated mana during battles. The collection aspect provides long-term progression goals as you acquire new cards through gameplay achievements and in-game currency rather than microtransactions. Campaign missions are structured around a fantasy storyline with various enemy factions that require different strategic approaches and card selections. The Tower Fusion system allows you to combine cards during battles to create more powerful defensive structures with enhanced capabilities. Visual effects are colorful and detailed, with each tower type having distinctive appearances and attack animations that make battlefield reading easier during complex engagements. Boss battles feature unique mechanics that require specific card combinations and strategic timing to overcome successfully. Deck building strategy becomes as important as tactical tower placement, encouraging experimentation with different card combinations and playstyles. The difficulty scaling introduces new enemy types and abilities that force players to adapt their deck compositions and tactical approaches. Number 19 features Super Sanctum TD, a retro-styled tower defense game that pays homage to classic arcade gaming while incorporating modern design sensibilities and quality of life improvements. The game emphasizes pure tower defense mechanics without unnecessary complications, focusing on enemy waves, tower placement, and upgrade decisions. Each tower type has clear strengths and optimal use cases that are easy to understand but require strategic thinking to master effectively. The maze building element allows you to construct construct pathways that force enemies through optimal killing zones, adding a puzzle-solving aspect to defensive planning. Enemy variety includes both ground and air units with different armor types and movement speed that require diverse defensive approaches. The upgrade system provides meaningful improvements that significantly impact tower effectiveness without creating overwhelming complexity. Visual design uses bright colors and clear sprites that make it easy to track multiple elements during busy defensive scenarios. Sound effects and music capture the classic arcade gaming atmosphere while remaining modern and polished. Multiple difficulty levels accommodate both casual players and hardcore enthusiasts seeking maximum challenge. Score attack modes and leaderboards encourage competitive play and mastery of optimal strategies. Natural Gaming Girl, Field Runners 2 rounds out our list with accessible tower defense gameplay that emphasizes fun and approachability over complex mechanics. The game features intuitive controls and clear visual feedback that make it easy for new players to understand tower functions and enemy interactions. Tower variety includes standard damage dealers, support structures, and specialized units that create interesting combination opportunities without overwhelming complexity. The maze building system allows creative defensive layouts where you construct paths that maximize enemy exposure to your towers. Campaign progression introduces new tower types and enemy variety at a comfortable pace that allows players to master each element before adding complexity. Achievement systems and optional objectives provide additional goals beyond simple survival, encouraging replay and mastery of each map. The art style uses bright, colorful graphics that remain clear and readable even during intense action sequences with multiple enemy types on screen. Special abilities and power-ups add tactical options that can help overcome difficult situations or optimize scoring opportunities. Multiple game modes include both campaign missions and endless survival challenges that cater to different player preferences. The difficulty progression is carefully balanced to provide consistent challenge without creating frustrating difficulty spikes that discourage continued play.